A very warm welcome in to our final game of the day and our final game of pools action here at the Hoopsfix Bram Summer League 2023. It is week 3. We are live from the Brixton Recreation Centre, brought to you by Stanstocks and Contested.com. Final matchup of the pools round. Hoopspace, they'll be in the red uniforms. They're taking on the OT Boyz in the black uniforms. This is in Pool A. Now both sides have their fate sealed. Hoopspace are going through to the semi-finals regardless, and the OT Boyz, they are not going through to the semi-finals, but Hoopspace, they can go top with a win ahead of Glacier Boyz. Glacier Boyz, by the way, have a plus 49 points differential, which is quite incredible. They did lose last time. Glacier Boyz did to Hoopspace, 52-44. OT Boyz, they lost to Surrey last time, 55-51. The two fives are on the floor, ready to get back underway, get the action in attendance back underway. The fans here, been here since 10:30 this morning. From first game of the day. Full rundown of all the results as we go through this final matchup of the day. A reminder, if you're new to us, the clock doesn't stop for the first 38 minutes of play, and if you're fouled, you'll go to the free throw to shoot one shot. If you're fouled in the act of shooting, that one shot will be worth whatever the points total of your shot attempt was, as Hafeez Abdul goes for the triple outside. No good. Leome Francis pulls it down. And it's the OT Boyz go back on offense, in and out the hands of Ebuka Ekwegh. Hoopspace in the red uniforms with Hafeez Abdul. Check the screen. Abdul throws it away into the hands of Busumbru. Busumbru driving through, lefty finish is good for 2. Such a menace to D1 defenders for so long, playing it straight in the BBL. Can't go from outside there. Victor Olarerin. Leome Francis driving in, tries to bank it home. Olarerin uses that screen from Wanliss, finds Hafeez Abdul, puts up the triple himself. Olarerin can't go. Defended by Ebuka Ekwegh. Turned over. Turned back. Foul. See if that goes on. I suspect. Oh, it was went on 3. Went on Zain Poorman. So foul on the floor. Clock stays running. 7:54 left in the first period. Hafeez Abdul a little bit too strong on the triple attempt. Can't get it to go that time either. Busumbru taking it up the floor. Finds Leome Francis, dumps it back down low to Busumbru. Good for 2. OT Boyz leading it 4-0. No good on the 3 ball. Driving in, Ekwegh battling through. It's no mistake, and Hoopspace take a timeout. 6:48 gone in the first period of play. And we saw this earlier in our previous matchup, Vet Status versus TBC. TBC took a timeout within, let me get this correct. I think it was 1 minute and 1 minute and 28 seconds of the first period. I think that's when Robert Banks took his, what turned out to be his only timeout of the contest. And again, with the way that game went, the 79-58 victory for TBC, I'm more convinced now than I was earlier that it wasn't because of something negative. He saw something he liked, wanted to adjust to maximise that advantage. Though next time I see him, I will be asking. As it is, TBC booked their ticket to the semi-final, and this matchup determines who they will face. Will it be Glacier Boys or Hoopspace? There are no easy games at this level, as Olarerin puts one down for Hoopspace. Luke Busumbru given way too much room by Dean Wanliss, and he punishes him like you knew he would, puts down the triple. Jordan Gray finds his way. Oh, that's a fantastic reverse finish. Beautiful stuff, Jordan Gray. 4 plays 9. Poorman. Driving through, kicks to the corner, Busumbru. Oh, gets by Olarerin, the rear erect. Puts it in off the glass, goes through the defense of Dean Wanliss, and is going to head to the charity strike to shoot the extra. Change is coming. Damarni Velinor checks in for Victor Olarerin, and Enel St checks in for Dean Wanliss. Luke Busumbru at the strike to try and add the one more, adds the one more. And so long, Luke Busumbru part of that absolutely dominant Team Silent Kestrel's dynasty in Southampton. Hafeez Abdul rejected by Leome Francis. Kicked ahead and a smooth finish. Ebuka Ekwegh. 14 plays for OT Boys in the lead over Hoopspace. Not how anybody would have expected it to start. The ball movement, and Enel St goes inside. Peter Turay goes inside and slams it down. Luke Busumbru, drive, kicks to the corner. Gets it back at the break, uses the screen. Gives it to Francis. Shovel to the corner, great pass, can't quite get the finisher, Ebuka Ekwegh. And a foul. That's Peter Turay with the foul. Francis sits down, as does Busumbru, checking in for the first time, Ade Atiba. And Corey Samuels. That's good for 2. OT Boys extend their lead back to 10. In fact, that isn't Corey Samuels, that is Kevin Ozoemelam. And Corey Samuels' number doesn't look a whole lot like Corey Samuels. Peter Turay puts it up, back iron. Poorman kicks it, does a great job keeping that in play. 3's on the way. just off the mark into the hands of Peter Turay. Peter Turay met at the rack, can't finish. Ekwegh gonna go it alone. Ekwegh tries to go for the reverse, gets blocked. Sent back by Enel St. Drops off to Peter Turay. Fouled, goes through contact, scores it. Credit the assist to St. Bernard. That's a foul on 4. So that is Ozoemelam. Chris Taylor checks in for Ozoemelam. And the three-point play is complete. Peter Turay, last season's MVP at the Pro-Am Summer League, 9 plays, 16, chipping away. Hoopspace, undefeated so far. Oh my word, that's a big impact. And he stays down for a little bit longer, Jordan Gray. So, add insult to discomfort, hopefully not injury. He's called for the foul. I'm going to see physio for the first time. There's Jordan Gray to his feet. And he's heading to the physio's table under his own steam. Hopefully, it's just the wind being taken out of him. 9 plays, 16, 124 left in the first period of play. Freebie doesn't go, back on the outside. Shots up, shots down. Good for 2 more, Ade Atiba. And it's a 9-point differential. Floats it up through contact. He's heading to the stripe to add 1 more. Tola Okiki. That's good for the and 1. 12 plays, 18. Trying to send it inside. Poorman has it back. Battling away, kicks it out. 3 balls on the way. Kyron Martin can't get it to go. Bodies everywhere. Out of play. Peter Turay trying desperately to convince the referee he made a mistake. 5 to shoot it. Goes inside. Had the pass to Kyron Martin. And Poorman couldn't go either. That one's to our media team. After 1, 12 plays 18. OT Boyz lead. They've seen their lead pegged back, but they still lead it by 6 at the end of the first period of play. Let's take a look at some of the stats. Biggest lead of the game for the OT Boyz was 10. Hoopspace yet to lead in the contest. Who are your scoring leaders? Peter Turay, he's got 5 points in the ball game so far. Luke Busumbru has 10 for the OT Boyz. Those are your scoring leaders so far, as well as the battle of the boards. Very few players with more than 1 rebound. Leome Francis has 3 rebounds and 1 assist, as well as a block. And here's 5 minutes, 8 seconds of court time so far. This is the 6th and final game of the day here at the week 3 of the 2023 Hoopsfix Pro-Am Summer League. Next Sunday, it is the 5 to 8 classification games, as well as the men's and women's semi-finals. Make sure you are in attendance for those, and if you want to be here in attendance, hoopsfix.com. Tickets are absolutely free, but you do need to register ahead of time. Alternatively, you can watch it on YouTube for free in the comfort of wherever you want to watch it. Busumbru takes it coast to coast, puts it down, good for 2. 20 points is up on the board for the OT boys. They get the second period of play off to a red-hot start. And that's an offensive foul. Patrick Lanipekun. Busumbru pulls down that pass. OT boys send the triple up. That's short at the hands of Chris Taylor. Peter Turay takes it direct. Foul is called. 2 shots coming. 9 black. So that's Chris Taylor. Ade Atiba being told to call a number by his bench. Turay puts it down. Hits the 1 free throw. Gets the 2 points for it. 14 plays 20. And Hoopspace, the only undefeated team, men's or women's. We'll see how long that remains to be the case. Unsportsmanlike foul called on 11. That's Peter Turay. So that's his second personal foul, but an unsportsmanlike foul. So it's going to be free throws and possession. So he sinks the freebie. There's Ade Atiba. Makes it 14-22. And they get the possession back as well. Busumbru. Still Busumbru floats it in. And we're back to a 10-point lead for the OT boys. 14 plays 24. Victor Olarerin to check in next time for Hoopspace. Peter Turay sits down as that doesn't go. Great rebound, Ade Atiba. Kyron Martin drops it back to Busumbru. Chris Taylor has it now. Chris Taylor driving in, kicks it back out. Ade Atiba can't go. It's in away. Akanmu puts up the triple. And the putback is good for Dean Wanliss after the 3 attempt of Velinor. OT boys trying to push the tempo just a little bit as second timeout is taken by Hoopspace. 16 plays 24. Let's take a look at your stats leaders. Busumbru leads all scorers. He's got 14. Peter Turay, he's got 7. Zain Poorman has 3 rebounds, leading all on rebounds. Peter Turay has 2. And at least 4 players have 1 assist, including Zorman, Taylor, Francis, and Jordan Gray. Little recap of the day so far. In the first game of the day, Ruby took down Diamond 64-50. That was followed by Sapphire taking down Emerald 59-48 in the women's division. setting up the semi-final clashes, which we'll go over a little bit later on. London United lost 42-50 to Ankt in the first of the men's games. We'll finish those off at the next break in play. Tola Okiki gets it to the corner. Has Dean Wanliss for company, doesn't use him, goes to the other side. Victor Olarerin steals it from Chris Taylor. Kicks it to Tola Okiki, can't go from outside. Tries to bounce it off Luke Busumbru's legs. In fact, it ends up in Luke Busumbru's hands. And foul. Tola Okiki. Foul is on the floor. So it's going to be end line ball. Chris Taylor to take. Substitution. Lanipekun out of the game. For Hoopspace, the 3 ball doesn't go. Hafeez Abdul is just checked back in. For Hoopspace, Victor Olarerin does what he loves to do. Gets to his spot, puts it down. 18 plays 24. Changes coming. Chris Taylor puts up the triple. Just short. Victor Olarerin will get called for the foul. Elias Taiwo, who was fouled. Leome Francis into the game, as is Ekwegh. Triples on the way from the corner. Triples down, it's good. Kyron Martin makes no mistake from outside. Tola Okiki drives, kicks. No good from Victor Olarerin. Sportingly helped back to his feet. Good pass down. Loses it though that time. Kevin Ozoemelam. Victor Olarerin. Sorry, Tola Okiki rather. Felt he was fouled. Elias Taiwo ends his shift. Zain Poorman checks in for him. Ebuka Ekwegh taking it up the floor. Good screen set by Francis. Opens up to the shooter in the corner. Puts it down, does Ebuka Ekwegh. 18 plays 30. 12 points to lead for OT Boys. Against Hoopspace, who once again have not lost the game. Beating the Glacier Boys last week as well, 52-44. As Zain Poorman takes it coast to coast, puts it to the rack and down. 18 plays 32. Victor Olarerin uses that screen from Wanliss. Tried to find Wanliss. It's been played behind Leome Francis. Not able to keep up with the play. Out of play. It's going to be Hoopspace ball. Under 3 to play in the second period. Again, if this is the first game you've tuned into today, the half-time break is very short, about 2.5 minutes or so. Just enough time to go and get yourself a beverage of your choice. There's a foul on the play. We'll see who it is. 6, black, Ebuka Ekwegh. Fouls on the floor, clock stays running. Second team foul, and make that Ebuka Ekwegh's first personal. It is. As ball's in the corner, comes off the leg of Poorman. Tola Okiki. Peter Turay in the corner, battling with Leome Francis. Peter Turay. Good defense by Francis. Turay going at him once again. Francis concedes the foul. He is quizzical as to how. And that's his second personal. Third team foul. 18-32 is the score. Peter Turay puts it down. 20-32. Just 8 points in the period for Hoopspace. 12-point the gap. Thought about the triple. Kyron Martin drives to the corner. It's come off the foot of Tola Okiki. It's going to stay with the OT boys. They've got a minute left in this first half. Ebuka Ekwegh pulls up, triple. Comes just off the rim. Not a bad effort from Ebuka Ekwegh. As Tola Okiki drives through, fouled in the act of shooting. Doesn't go for Black with the push. Kevin Ozoemelam with the foul. So 1 to come. And it's good for 2 points. Tola Okiki makes it a 10-point game. 15 seconds. Tola Okiki gets it in play quickly. Peter Turay tried to draw the foul. Tola Okiki's shot too strong, and that's gonna do it. First half in the books. 22-32 Hoopspace having a bit more of a positive finish than what it was looking. That's half time. We're going to take a 2-minute break. We'll join us back in just a moment at Hoopsfix Pro Summer League 2023 live from Brixton, sponsored by Stan Socks and Contested.com. We're going to take 2. Back in a sec. A very warm welcome back into the Brixton Recreation Centre here for the Hoopsfix Pro Summer League 2023. It's week 3, it's game 6, and we've got 20 minutes of action remaining. Hoopspace, they're the team in the red uniforms to the right of your picture, taking on OT Boys in black. They'll be defending the goal to the left of your picture. Yeah, attacking the basket to the left, rather. The score, after 20 minutes, 22 plays 32, Hoopspace. Down to the OT Boys. Hoopspace, who haven't lost a game so far, coming in today. They've scored 100 points, they've conceded 91. Hoopspace took down in week 1 Surrey Scorchers by a single point, 48-47, and then took down the Glacier Boys 52-44. Glacier Boys, they won their matchup against Surrey 50-79. Status then fell to TBC 58-79, so TBC leapfrogged them up to second in the standings. So TBC, they are headed to the semi-finals as the 2 seed. And they will face either Hoopspace or Glacier Boys. A win in this matchup for Hoopspace sees them top the group. A loss sees them come second in the group to the Glacier Boys. So, all to play for in that regard. Puts up the shot. Can't go from Olarerin. Can't get it the second time. OT Boys, if they win this one by 33, they will leapfrog Surrey Scorchers into 3rd in the standings. But they are unable to make the playoffs. They're going to be playing for 5th to 8th rankings next 2 weekends as Olarerin hits the freebie, makes it a 10-point game. Peter Turay has the pass away. Olarerin puts it up. Off the mark, out of play. Want to be part of the action next week? Hoopsfix.com has all your tickets information. They are free, but you do need to register your interest. And of course, follow us across all the social media platforms. Just search Hoopsfix and Hoopsfix Women. I'm Marsha here. If you're enjoying this game at any point, feel free to hit the like button. If you're not already, do consider subscribing. And leave a comment. Let us know who you have as your favourite to make it to the finals. Ekwegh puts up the triple. Just off the mark. Good to see Jordan Gray back. Fearlessly driving to the basket. Can't finish it though. Peter Turay couldn't put it away either. And this is going to be a beautiful finish. It was from Kevin Ozoemelam. Hafeez Abdul battling away down low. Set away. 26 plays 34. Hoopspace not out of this one by a long chalk. Spin move, trying to drop it off inside, can't make an offensive play. Hoopspace win possession. Hafeez Abdul inbounds it. Jordan Gray takes it over the timeline. Picked up at the 3-point line. Gets to the elbow. Struggling for options. Kicks it back to Wanliss. Olarerin fouled in the act of shooting. He's going to go to the line. He's going to shoot 1. It's going to be worth 2. The foul should be called on Ade Atiba. And he's going to sub out. Leome Francis comes for him. It's Ade Atiba's 4th personal foul. And you can hear how frustrated that has made him. Leome Francis with the rebound after the missed free throw. 6 minutes to play in the third. Good drive in from Zain Poorman. Oh, drops off to Chris Taylor. Doesn't go. Leome Francis not able to gather either. And it's with Tola Okiki. Triples on the way from Okiki. Triples down. Good make. And it's a 5-point game now. 29 plays 34. Outside. Still outside. Ekwegh. Oh, lovely make. 3. And showing that to Dean Wanliss. All the way back up the floor. Tola Okiki. Gorgeous off the backboard. High off the glass. Has no business scoring from there. Makes it look so regular and casual. No good on that attempt. Zain Poorman. Victor Olarerin drive, kicks to Okiki. Fouled in the act of shooting. He's going to go to the line for 1 free throw. It's going to be worth 3 points. If that goes, that's a 3-point game. Changes both teams. Tola Okiki at the straight. Puts it down. Makes the 3-point play. The Hoopsfix way. And it's a 3-point game all of a sudden. OT boys did so much of the right stuff in the first half. Seen their advantage evaporate to just 1 shot. Leome Francis battling through. Hafeez Abdul takes the foul. Hafeez's first foul. First personal. First team foul. Clock stays running. Foul's on the floor. Leome Francis going to work in the paint. Yeah, that's good stuff from Leome Francis. 5 points. Victor Olarerin just short on the triple into the hands of Chris Taylor. Kyron Martin. Fouled by Olarerin. Second personal for Olarerin. I think he ran straight to the bench after giving up that foul. He's sat down. Taylor sends it down to Francis. Francis going to go to work in the paint. Fade away, tries to bank it, can't go that time. A let off for Hoopspace as they want to get to within 3 with the triple. No good. Rebound, Hafeez Abdul puts it in. 3-point game. To the top. Ebuka Ekwegh gets the separation he was looking for. Puts down the triple. Again, he gets just that much space, that much time and opportunity. And he is making Hoopspace pay time and again. Tola Okiki short on the triple, out of play. OT boys, they want to talk things over. 6 points, the difference, 2:07 left in the third period of play. They've conceded 3 team fouls in the period. Hoopspace just the 1. Let's take a look at your scoring leaders. In fact, we won't look at your scoring leaders right now, as we are not quite up to date with the live stats. So we'll wait for that for a couple of moments. 36 plays, 42. OT boys. in the lead. 2:07 left in the period. Both sides done talking things over. Back on the floor. Chris Taylor, the former Bristol Flyer, finds Francis, hands off to Taylor. That's been turned over. Tola Okiki. Foul's called. Ebuka Ekwegh. That's his second personal foul. In fact, that's his third personal. Still ticking away. Tola Okiki. Can't get it to go. Hafeez Abdul is Johnny on the spot, puts it home. 6 points personal for Hafeez Abdul. Luke Busumbru leads all scorers. He's got 14 in the contest. Tola Okiki has 13. Sort of what you'd expect off of the eye test. Foul call 3. That's Patrick Lanipekun. Oh, sorry, that's not Patrick Lanipekun. That's Damarni Velinor with the hold. Ebuka Ekwegh had the space, drops off to Leome Francis. He's heading to the stripe to add one more. Credit the assist, Chris Taylor. Credit the visionary, Ebuka Ekwegh. Clock stays ticking, under 22 seconds left in the third period of play here. Doesn't go for Leome Francis. We'll see what the call is there. So foul on Hafeez Abdul on the floor. Got to get it in. Catch and shoot. Leome Francis. No good. On the buzzer beater. 38 plays 44. It is all to play for. The OT boys are looking to take away the only unbeaten streak left so far. So let's try and work out our semi-final matchups from what we know so far. Let's start with the women's standings. It finished Team Emerald with the 1 seed, Team Ruby with the 2 seed. So it's going to be Emerald taking on Team Diamond in the 1-4 semi-final, and Team Ruby taking on Team Sapphire in the 2-3 semi-final. After Team Emerald, they lost to Team Sapphire today, 48-59. Men's Pool B has been settled, so Ankt finished top of the tree, TBC finished second. So TBC will play the winner of Group A, and Ankt will play the second placed team in Group A, which will be determined at the end of this game. We'll be able to confirm in about 10 minutes time, as that pass is played beautifully into the hands of Dean Wanliss, taken away by Ebuka Ekwegh, thrown down, grown man jam, Ebuka Ekwegh. And a turnover. OT boys. Can they? Ooh. Basket no good. On the catch and shoot for Ebuka Ekwegh. The wrong official played it in. Foul, hard foul, as he's going up to the rack. St. Bernard called for the foul. Dean Wanliss wanting to talk things over with his players, his teammates. So it's going to be one shot, it's going to be worth 2. The clock stays running. Ebuka Ekwegh puts it down. Good for 2 more. 10 points the difference once more. 38 plays 48. Where has this OT boys been in their first 2 matchups? Good, clean defense. Stays in the hands of Tola Okiki. Loses his footing there. Damarni Velinor. And Taylor with the foul, just fell on him, can't do that. Triple doesn't go into the hands of Ade Atiba. Kicks it up the floor, Ebuka Ekwegh. Oh my lord, he makes it look so simple, so easy. Ebuka Ekwegh. Lovely put back finish. Enel St. 40 plays 51. Poorman has Taylor running. Kicks it back out to Taylor. Taylor steps in underneath. Poorman can't put it back, but on the spot, Chris Taylor to finish off. 40 plays 53. Can't go. Foul. That's number 3. Zain Poorman with the foul. And it's Patrick Lanipekun checks in for Damarni Velinor. Hafeez Abdul not able to score it. Not on the first attempt, not on the second attempt. He was fouled. I think that's going to be called on Ebuka Ekwegh. It is. Now I make that his 4th personal. I figure he'll stay in the contest. 14 points, 3 rebounds, 1 assist, 10 index score. As that 2 is good. For Hafeez Abdul, makes it an 11-point game once more. Chris Taylor trying to generate the space on Patrick Lanipekun. The cut did not come like he thought it would from Ebuka Ekwegh. Enel St needs picking up. Hoopspace did not see the advantage that they had for just a moment, I think, before it got taken away. Changes coming. Luke Busumbru checking in. Chris Taylor stays in the game. Ebuka Ekwegh sits down. It's on the Jets. Great handoff. Foul in the play. And St. Bernard just to a foul. Ilias Taiwo put in on the burners. And it's going to be Ade Atiba to the charity stripe for 1 shot. It's worth 2. Doesn't go. Taiwo battling away. Can pull down the board. Tola Okiki driving. Bodies everywhere. No foul. Hafeez Abdul goes the long way round. Puts it off the glass. Puts it down for 2. 44 plays 53. 5 minutes exactly left in this ball game. OT boys looking to improve their lot in the 5-8s. Hoopspace looking for the number 1 seed in the pool. That would set them up against TVC, who just really did a brilliant number on vet status. A short-handed vet status, sure, but you've still got to do the work. You've still got to put up the points. And they did, to the tune of 79. Dumps it off. Busumbru gets it back. 14 points in the contest. Busumbru puts it up. Doesn't go that time from Poorman. Foul on the play. We're going to see Tola Okiki to the stripe. He's going to shoot one. It's going to be worth two. They're chipping away as the clock stays rolling. Both teams with timeouts to use should they want to. Two is good from Okiki. And the stripe. 7 points the difference now. Travel is the call on Zain Poorman. Skipped over the top. Turay. Banks it in, fading away from the basket. That is too nice. And timeout. Want to talk things over to the OT boys. Again, they're seeing Hoopspace chipping away at that lead. It is now just 5 points with 2:57 left to play, and that clock is going to stay rolling for the next 57 seconds. The final 2 minutes of the game, as it's been all day, all tournament long. That's going to be full FIBA regulation basketball. Let's just take a quick glance at your scoring leaders. Tola Okiki and Ebuka Ekwegh both have 17 points. Hafeez Abdul has 10. Busumbru has 14 on the board. Ekwegh, Poorman, Atiba all have 3 each for the OT boys. Turay, Hafeez Abdul, Olarerin are leading the way for Hoopspace with 5, 3 and 2 respectively. The assist numbers are still really low. Zain Poorman and Chris Taylor, the only players with more than 1 assist in the contest. And according to these stats, only Jordan Gray has an assist for Hoopspace. Turnover. .2:30 to play. OT boys shouting from the sideline, keep playing, as that's a foul. 10 with the foul. So, foul on the floor. OT boys wanted the unsportsmanlike from the bench. I don't think that was ever going to come their way. We've seen one unsportsmanlike foul given all day, as that's thrown straight away to Tola Okiki. Oh, Chris Taylor goes full Superman dive, pulls it in, and now headed to the stripe will be Zain Poorman. It's going to be 2 shots, 1:57 to play. So we are now to FIBA regulation basketball. You earn all your points at the stripe. First is off the mark. This would make it a 6-point ball game. Doesn't go. And remember, the clock stops now. Both sides on 4 fouls. Chris Taylor flirting with getting that 5th foul. Absolutely flew at Tola Okiki as Turay can't hit from outside. Ebuka Ekwegh. Talk about somebody who can hit from outside. Takes it up the floor. Back with Ekwegh. Busumbru cooling things down. Chris Taylor pulls up, 3 ball, sinks the triple, nothing but net. 56-48 the lead for OT boys. 8 points the difference now. Trying to go inside. Oh, he's done a brilliant job. Enel St keeping that in play, bounces it off the foot of Zain Poorman. We're going to see Victor Olarerin into the game. You need a bucket. He's a real good person to call on. 1:15 to play. Tola Okiki. He's had himself a day so far. Can he finish? Oh, rejected by Ekwegh. Foul called on Chris Taylor. And that's OT Boyz in a penalty, Hoopspace in the bonus. So 2 shots to come from Enel St. First is short. .104 to play. Second goes, front iron and in. So 1 minute to play, 7 points the difference. OT Boyz still in the lead. They've done a brilliant job up to now. He throws the ball away, does Ade Atiba. As Olarerin loses the handle. Pressures, fouls. Zain Poorman, holding is the call. 2 shots coming up. Both sides in foul trouble. So Victor Olarerin with the foul sends Zain Poorman to the stripe. And Hoopspace want to talk things over. They're down 7. Down by 7. Not a position they've found themselves in much at all in this competition. Like I said, they beat Scorchers in week 1 by a single point, 48-47. And they beat the Glacier Boys 42-52 last time out as well. OT Boyz, they got beaten quite handily by the Glacier Boys, 76-48, and very narrowly by Scorchers last time out by 4. So a win would be big for them. Poorman puts down the first. That's a bit of breathing room. 49-57 the score. This to make it a 9-point contest. It's a 9-point contest. 49-58. 40 seconds to play. Tola Okiki out of his hands. Took a touch, didn't get there on its own. Peter Turay goes the long way round, puts it home. Both sides over 50 points. What a pass, Leome Francis. Zain Poorman kept it in play, only as far as Victor Olarerin. Olarerin kicks it forward. 3 balls on the way. No good that time for Velinor. Tola Okiki sent to the sidelines. Velinor once more kicks to the corner. Tola Okiki too strong on the triple. Olarerin puts it up this time. That one doesn't go. They're getting the looks. They just can't put them down. Tola Okiki kicks it to the top. Velinor too strong again. Inside Enel St. How many offensive rebounds did they just get on that? Busumbru. They're going to hold it, dribble it out. OT Boyz get it over the timeline. And that's going to do it. OT Boyz with the victory. 53-58. The Hoopspace have fallen. So nobody makes it out the group stages unscathed. So let's confirm. Let's confirm the standings. So the Glacier Boys, they finish in the 1 seed. And Hoopspace, they finish in the 2 seed. So that makes our men's playoffs. Anked are going to take on Hoopspace next week. And TVC have the unenviable task of taking on last year's champions, the Glacier Boys. Just a reminder for the playoff matchup in the women's. It's going to a semi-final matchup in the women's. It's going to be Team Emerald taking on Team Diamond, Team Ruby taking on Team Sapphire, and of course we have the first round of placement games for Scorchers, OT Boyz, Bet Status, and London United. Let's take a very quick look at the stats of this one. Again, OT Boyz, they took it 59 53 per the live stats. Who led the way? It was Ebuka Ekwegh. He had 17. Tola Okiki had 15. Busumbru had 14. Turay had 13. Hafeez Abdul, the only other player into double figures, he had 10. Ebuka Ekwegh and Ade Atiba, they both had 4 rebounds apiece. For the OT boys, Turay dominated the boards. He had 7. And again, the assist barely worth getting into. Zain Poorman, he had 2. Chris Taylor, he had 2. Nobody else had as many as that. That's going to do it. Week 3 is in the books. We head to the semi-finals next time out, and you can be a part of it here next Sunday. Get onto hoopsfix.com, get yourself signed up for tickets. It is free of charge. You just need to register, and you too can be a part of what is a brilliant basketball event in the summertime. Massive thank you to everybody who's made this possible once again. All our volunteers, our referees, officials, players, and of course spectators in the arena and at home. You've been watching the Hoopsfix Prime Summer League 2023 live from Brixton Recreation Centre, brought to you by Stan Socks and Contested.com. We can breathe. We'll be back again next week. We'll see you next